Hey y'all, it's Lainey Wilson. St. Jude gives kids with cancer the chance they deserve. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. But we can't help these kids without you.
This holiday, help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at musicgives.org.
We are 99X. This is the Morning X, and man, do we have a story for you. This is not a someone you should know. It's a double someone you should know. Try and follow along. This story will give you chills. I'm going to tell you the story of two people, Zach Zarembinski and Isabel Richard. These two were both in life-threatening comas, and they both awakened at different times and met, and now they are together. Just saying that out loud gives me the chills. Please welcome them. Hi, Zach. Hi, Isabel.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, guys. What a story. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the hospital and why were you in a coma, Isabel?
Yeah, I was driving to work at my grocery store job, and I was, like I said, I was driving there, and then I got hit by a car and was sent to Gillette in Minnesota.
Okay, so you were in a car accident, put you in a coma. And Zach, what happened to you?
Yeah, I was playing high school football against the local rival, and I just came on the sidelines and fell over and had a traumatic brain injury.
Whoa. And you got, how long were your comas?
And so mine was 9 days in a coma, 8, 9, maybe 10, kind of wakening up slowly, and then 13 days in the ICU and 17 days in that first visit in the hospital before I walked out for the first time.
And Isabel, how long was yours?
About 3.5 months, I think it was for.
Whoa,
and then I spent, longer like getting out of the coma and back into the world.
And how did the two of you actually meet? Like, what was the first interaction?
Yeah, so my mom was in the hospital room of my hospital room, and Zach was in a coma for 17 days, and he was on the news, so my mom was watching the news and saw him and we're in the same hospital, so my mom went down to go meet him and his family.
Yeah, and I woke, so what happened was I got out of the hospital. 3 days later, I get sent back to the hospital to do interviews for the TV and the radio stations and all that. And it was just pretty crazy because I was live and I didn't even realize it. I was just having a good time. Like, oh yeah, I had a brain injury and I'm doing good. And little did I know Isabel's mom turned on the TV in her hospital room when she just was in a coma for just under 2 weeks. And she comes running down with her aunt Elizabeth and Esther, and they wait for me to get done, and I just looked in her eyes and she was just crying.
So that's a connection point. So the mom saw that there was someone else, Isabel's mom, that was in the same situation, and that brought that kind of connection started right there. That is so interesting.
Yeah,
it is.
Zach, I noticed the crucifix that you're wearing. I noticed that. Now, I'm a religious kind of guy. And Zach, you even mentioned that you knew that her spirit was going to be okay. Now, when people have things like you would consider a near-death experience, were there any religious implications that just really drew you together?
Yeah, for sure. So I had an NDE really quickly. It was like 6 seconds long. I saw myself going from the hospital CT scanner into the operating room. But from the standpoint of like meeting Esther, I had no idea about anything about this girl. And I fully don't remember saying that. I just kind of remember talking with Esther, seeing the news clip that reappeared after all this, the proposal and everything. But I'm like, she's going to be okay. She's going to be fine. And now looking back, thinking I said those things, I'm going, why would I ever say something like that to a girl that was in the hospital for 4.5 months?
Right.
So yeah. I have no idea why I said that. Yeah.
So you mentioned being engaged, but this wasn't instantly. So you both come out of your comas, and is it just kind of an innocent meet? You know, you just kind of connect and oh hey, everyone's okay, great. And then life goes on. How do you reconnect, and how long was it until you reconnected?
Yeah, so I've told other news sources, I just kind of said, when I met Esther, I only remember meeting Esther, but there was other people with her, and I knew it. When I went to visit Isabel February of 2019, there was probably 15 people, maybe less, maybe more, around us, family and friends, but I only remember seeing Isabel, and I only remember seeing her smile. I just looked at her, and she just had the biggest smile on her face, jumped up, like perked up, and she couldn't speak very loudly because of her tubes they just took out of her mouth, and she got out a month and 4 days later, but that's all I can remember is just her face perked up and her smile, and it was literally just yes to say, hi, I'm Zach, and you're gonna be okay again, you know?
It's extraordinary. So 6 years go by, you guys reconnect, you start dating, you even launch a podcast called Hope in Healing. I want to know, how did Zach propose?
Let's hear your perspective, Isabel.
Yeah, so I was getting ready in the morning because I knew we were going to to Regions to do our podcast. I'm like, oh, it's just a podcast. And I was like putting my mascara on. I'm like, what if he actually proposed to me? I'm like, I don't think it's gonna happen though, because he cannot keep secrets.
Yeah, and your mom asked you to curl your hair.
Well, she didn't actually. No, she didn't. No, but I was like, I'm gonna comb my hair today. So I was like, okay.
And you'd been dating how long at this point?
For like less than a year.
Okay, less than a year.
We went to the hospital, so October 28th was our first date, but I had to look into like old journal entries. But anyway, yeah, it was it was 2 months of not like hell, but it was 2 months of me trying to keep a secret, and I can't keep a secret. So 2 months go by, I kept that secret. I don't know how I did it, but by the grace of God. And so we go to Regions, and we're doing a podcast, and I had her ring in the back pocket of the Regions coordinator, and she goes to the bathroom. I say, hey, I need that ring now, and so he pulls it out. She's in the bathroom. I put it in my pocket, and I felt calm the entire time, all the way until I started getting to the bottom of our script for our podcast, and I started reading John 10:10 out of the Bible, and right as I started reading it, I said, I have to propose to this girl in 10 seconds. And I got on my knee, and I almost couldn't say it. It was like it was all the anxiety built up from 2 months of waiting, and all the, I knew I was going to be marrying a miracle, like a true miracle. And so I'm like, all that was going through my head in that 10 seconds.
What a story. This is unbelievable. If you're just joining us, Isabel and Zach were both in comas in a hospital. They meet 6 years later. They start dating, and now they're engaged. When is the wedding date?
We just looked at a venue.
We just looked at the venue. So we're hoping for the September or October of this 2026. So hopefully soon.
Honestly, I don't want to take you back to that moment, but being in a medically induced coma, do you remember anything about before or after? Like, are the details just murky?
For you
For me, I remember I went to Hawaii the month or two before that, and I went to, and the right before that, I went to an Ed Sheeran concert, and I remember going there. But after that, I don't remember anything else.
God, you guys' lives were just, the brakes were just thrown on, and you're both thrown in this hospital, and you seem so meant to be. You're such a great looking couple. You look like you belong together. Oh, they just kissed.
I know. I've got chills.
Nice.
I literally have chills.
This is movie stuff.
It really is. You guys know I love love. You've seen that the entire interview they've been holding hands.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a beautiful story, guys. God bless and good luck.
Yeah, guys, thank you for joining us. What an incredible story. Zach Zarembinsky, Isabel Richard, some people you should know on 99X.
Welcome to Next Row. I'm your host, Vernon Davis. Okay, y'all, thank you. That's enough. Please welcome Ryan Sickler.
There's nothing that's made me feel better at my worst than laughing. It's changed my whole life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Char Jackson. Would you rather an Oscar and make $5 million or no Oscar and make $50 million?
Give me that Oscar.
Oh, my goodness.
Next Roll isn't about what's next. It's about why they do it.
That's powerful, man.
Next Roll with Vernon Davis. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.